Hey Faith family, it's Brother Mario. I pray you're having a great day. I wanted to once again upload to this YouTube channel that I'm going to start using as a secondary channel. So if you haven't subscribed to the TVC Faith Family channel that this video is uploaded to, make sure that you do so. I'm going to upload more controversial topics on this one, and also just I don't know, random encouragements or inspirational messages that the Lord gives me. So if you're wanting to hear all this, make sure you subscribe here as well. I just wanted to briefly talk about freedom of expression. Now, in Canada, the Charter of Rights and Freedoms, I think it's the second charter, is the right of religious, political, whatever, expression. United States, it's called freedom of speech. And I wanted to talk about how I, as an individual, have witnessed the taking away of many religious freedom of expression, specifically religious ideas and political ideas, Christian conservative ideas, and how we live in a time now where it's no longer like it used to be. So, first of all, religious freedom of expression, the ability to say whatever we want, no matter how offensive it is, to people, is something that, in fact, I believe that as a society we need to hold dear to. Even if the ideas are offending and hurtful to people. Well, didn't your mama teach you, sticks and stones may break your bones, but words will never hurt you? I think we're growing in a time now in society where people are not having the thick skin that they need to even be able to engage with people from different points of view than themselves. Now, the Bible actually talks about a prophecy in our day that this would occur. It says in Matthew, when Jesus talked about him coming, he talked about the atmosphere of the world and how it would look before he came. And one of the characteristics that Jesus discussed was that he said, many shall be offended. And then he goes on to talk about how many people across the world, because of the offensiveness of the gospel and Christians and the message of Christianity, will be pressuring the world governments to put all Christians through a worldwide persecution in the rise of the Antichrist, because they're so going to hate the message that we share. And it's like that we're seeing that occur. So when I grew up, I'm 33 years old now, and when I was a teen, I realized really early that something was wrong with the world, that the governments were corrupt, that man was corrupt, and even very early, I really started to express myself. And this was something that was very important to me, was that although I seen the world in the state and condition that it was in, full of injustice, full of corruption, I still had an ability to speak out on such things and have my voice be heard without any type of repercussions. And when social media started, YouTube, Facebook, I jumped onto it to start to express myself and express the things that I seen in the world when it came to politics and religion or whatever else that I felt led to. And this was awesome. When social media first started, for the first time in a long time, I think since the printing press or way back, we, the average day, everyday people, are able to do what I'm doing right now, and that's upload a video and have it be seen worldwide. And this had never been done before. And so we lived in a time recently where it was an amazing thing that freedom of expression with social media had voiced itself globally. And now I believe that that's why the controllers, those who seek to impose a world without freedom, started to attack social media and put regulations on, because social media had started to be a place of freedom of expression. And this is a very dangerous thing for the people who want to control us, because they want to control information, ideas, and speech. And so on social media, we were able to get that out there. And so me, just an everyday, normal little Canadian, was able to go to my computer, upload videos, and 150 million views later, 5 years later, I got a message out to the entire world. And then what happened in 2017 was they started to make things very difficult to get out, especially on certain topics. Topics being critical of certain groups that are protected. You guys know who they are. And so if you have certain views or you had certain ideas that you wanted to express, well, then in 2017, there started to be blockages on that, and it started to be a lot more difficult. So you guys have heard about all the recent moves towards censorship and everything, and that's what it was. It was an attempt to stop the voice of the people, the message of the everyday people from going out, and to make sure that the corporate decided elite message is the one that's going to dominate the waves online. And so fast forward, we find ourselves going into 2019, and I'm really concerned with this current state of the agenda or the attack on freedom of expression, because I, as a young man, value it. And, you know, I see my little nephew growing up in the world, and I know what's going to happen. I can tell, I think he's pretty intelligent, so he's going to start to perceive that the world is fallen and corrupt. But if things continue in this trend, he's not going to have an ability to even voice it without consequences to him, without consequences of throwing him into jail or charging him hundreds of thousands of dollars for what they now call hate speech. And that's really what it is. They've masqueraded the speech that they find challenging to their ideas as hateful. And now they just throw you into that category, and they're able to, under the disguise of, oh, this is hate speech, it's offensive to people, they can silence that voice. And that's really alarming for the young kids who are not going to be able to use that, because it's very disheartening to live in this world and see the corruption. So at least in what we have as free nations, for the most part up until recently, we've been able to voice that and to get it out. Even though there's injustice in the world, we can speak out about those injustices or the things that we see freely. So I just wanted to share this with you, that I've been a victim of censorship. My main channel, the Vigilant Christian, was at over 150 million views worldwide after 5.5 years. It was the Article 11 and 13 in the European Union. They categorized me as an extremist, an online extremist, for the views that I have. I mean, I've never, ever, advocated violence. I've never been extreme in that way. But brothers and sisters in the Lord, let us realize that the Bible clearly says that we are going to live in times of censorship. And what we're seeing in the world is, in fact, biblical prophecy coming true. That we're going to see the Antichrist kingdom rise up and call biblical speech offensive. And as they get offended, create laws and legislation in order to shut down that speech, which is the preaching of the gospel, because that's what the enemy hates the most. Okay, so I just wanted to kind of make a quick video, let you know, if you haven't already, free speech is under attack. And it's really Bible prophecy coming true, because, as I said, the Bible said that we will be hated for what we speak, the message that God has given us, the Great Commission, to go out there and preach the gospel and make disciples. Is going to continue to be under attack in this generation. So let's pray that God is going to continue to fight with us so that we can continue to preach, to get the message out, because this has become the enemy of the system that they're building up. So let's keep on voicing the truth as long as we can, especially for the younger generations who are going to need it. All right. So thanks for taking the time. Have a blessed day. Stay vigilant. See you in the next video.